Awi miwari lo bub lo mi holaya lo future lo keda. Mino safe ba mitalen mo chomone ba. Sometime by mitet by mi live bol kata namo only stop only look at them lah lo keda.
While COVID-19 has impacted lives and livelihoods globally, small island developing states and those already struggling with fragility and conflict have been hit harder. In early 2022, IED released a report assessing ADB's engagement in fragile and conflict situations and in small island countries. The assessment sought to answer the overarching question: how can ADB boost quality and effectiveness of its engagement in FCAS and SIDS to deliver on the expectation that it can improve livelihoods, inclusiveness, and resilience in these countries? To boost the quality and effectiveness of its engagement in FCAS and SIDS, ADB needs to do the following. First, ADB and other multilateral development banks tend to place greater emphasis on active conflict in FCAS than on long-term institutional fragilities in SIDS when implementing their FCAS-related approaches. While the FCAS definition covers both fragility and conflict, the fragilities faced by SIDS tend to be overshadowed by the active conflict experienced in FCAS. Second, capacity challenges as the key constraints on the development of FCAS and SIDS. Such challenges hamper states' ability to carry out basic governance functions, making it more difficult for development organizations like ADB to operate in this context. Given this, improved quality at entry of ADB's capacity development initiatives is needed, as well as more long-term engagement rather than the more standard provision of technical assistance over a few months period. Third, ADB is tapping UN agencies to implement its projects in conflict-affected areas. To enable continued delivery of crucial humanitarian and development assistance in conflict zones, fiduciary security, project monitoring, procurement, and anti-corruption systems of MDBs and UN agencies may need to be harmonized. Finally, ADB country partnership strategies and project results frameworks do not always include conflict or fragility-sensitive indicators or narratives. This makes it difficult to assess to what extent FCAS and SIDS are transitioning out of the fragility and/or conflict spectrum.
62 donors operating in very small countries. The bandwidth for these countries to deal with a whole number of development partners while at the same time dealing with all of their domestic challenges is really a big issue. And so coordination among donors is really critical to not put too much of a burden on these governments that are already dealing with a lot of challenges.
Sometimes donors come with they have specific mandates to address this, and some come with the same ones too, so there's a lot of duplication. They should come and actually see for themselves, or even before that they should undertake some consultations. But right now I think it's only with the national government. And most of these from the national government don't even go out to the provinces and actually consult them on what they need.
What we really need ADB is to do further capacity building, on-the-job training of our project coordinators or institutions or units within the government so that they can adhere to the best practices, both internationally, but also be agile to the country needs.
Meanwhile, time and hope are running low for the people on the front lines. Development organizations need to rethink, intensify, and further tailor their support and partnerships to address fragility and conflict and build resilience in FCAS and SIDS environments.